This is Pat Soundbites Unplugged, the podcast where all the artists go to tell it as it is. Careers, music, tours, and more. And here's your host, the man that refuses to eat squid, Pat Calamari.
Hey, welcome to Pat Soundbites Unplugged podcast. I am your host, Pat Calamari. Thank you for coming along, subscribing, listening, sharing, hitting the subscribe button, and all that good stuff. Because you know what? It's all about you guys. To say that I am blessed is an understatement. I loved what I do. Each and every chat, every interview, every opportunity. And today is no exception. Episode number 127. According to Hit Parader, he is ranked 14 amongst the 100th greatest vocalists of all times. And I am talking about the one and only Mr. Geoff Tate. And now for the second time, Geoff has been involved with a band called Sweet Oblivion. It's based out of Italy. And they had a debut album out which really rocks. And now they are ready to release their second album, April 9th, on the Frontier Music label. And it's called Relentless. And just like the first album, this second album rocks. And it brought me right back to the 1980s, an old school Queen's Right vibe. And Geoff's vocals are over the top, simply outstanding. And Geoff, for the first time ever, sings a track in Italian on the album. For all the Italian fans out there and Italian listeners, I mean, let's face it, Frontier is an Italian label, so all is good. We talk about the tracks, we talk about Operation Mindcrime, which is one of my favorites. We talk about his other projects going on. We talk about his wine business, his tours. He's coming here to the East Coast, hopefully in September and November, and a whole lot more with the amazing Mr. Geoff Tate. So go on and check it out. The band is called Sweet Oblivion. The album is called Relentless. Available on CD and green-colored vinyl. And for more information on Geoff, go to his website at geofftate.com. Enough of me, and now it's time to enjoy and listen to Geoff Tate. As always, live, love, and laugh a lot, because life is way too short. WBXO Classic Rock redefined in conjunction with Pat Soundbites Unplugged podcast. Such an honor today to have one of the best heavy metal, hard rock vocalists out there. And I'm talking the one and only Mr. Geoff Tate. How are you, Geoff?
I'm doing great, Pat. How are you doing today?
I can't get the smile off my face that we got you on the phone line today, something I've been always looking forward to do. Geoff, part of, well, the band is called Sweet Oblivion, featuring the wonderful, incredible Geoff Tate, and they're soon to be releasing their second album, which comes out on April 9th on Frontier Records. Before I get into all that, Geoff, I just always ask, how are you doing? How's your family making out as we all sit tight with this whole COVID pandemic? Are you doing well, I guess, up in Seattle?
Yeah, doing okay. Can't complain. Healthy. Our tour got postponed last March. We were right in the beginnings of it when the COVID thing hit. And so pretty much all our shows that we had set up all got pushed, to August, September, October of this year. So looking forward to getting ready for that amount of touring. But I've been home for quite a while and, trying to stay busy doing recording mostly, working on different projects like the Sweet Oblivion project. But, I have to say I'm getting a little antsy now, getting ready, wanting to get out on the road again.
I bet probably the longest time you've actually been home for a while, I would imagine.
It really is, Pat. In fact, in 2019, I was home 24 days.
Wow. Wow. Well, I know in 2019 you were here in at our airport at a Twins Wind, what was it, Tails Wind Music Festival. We had you here in June, which was a great show doing Operation Mindcrime, which one of my favorite, one of the best produced albums in my opinion. But we'll talk about that in a second. Sweet Oblivion. I mean, Geoff, oh my God, as in the first album, it certainly, for me, brings me back to old school Queen's Right. Your voice is amazing, as always. How satisfied are you with the outcome and the results of everything so far with this project of Sweet Oblivion?
Yeah, I was really happy with the project. It was a fun project to be part of. It was different in the way that it was all different musicians and a different producer that I'd ever worked with before. An Italian man named Aldo Lonobile was the producer and writer of the record. And he was working in Italy while I was in Ireland working on the record. And it's funny enough, we haven't ever spent any time like together. You know, it's all been done, you know, in the virtual studio of the 21st century that we're in right now. You know, but it was a wonderful way to work, and I was very pleased with the outcome of the record.
Excellent. How much is it a challenge for you? You're obviously an amazing vocalist, and I know you have written tons of songs, certainly all what you put out with Queen's Right and what you are currently putting out. How much of it is a challenge, Geoff, when somebody else writes the song? And do they what's the word? Do they translate or help you understand the emotions? Because you really, as the vocalist, you got to sell it as the singer. Am I correct with that?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. You know, it varies, Pat, you know, depending on who you're working with. Some people are very talented at putting you at ease and explaining themselves, are very good at, verbalization and talking to you about ideas, you know, and other people aren't. Some people give you lots of room to create whatever you want. Some people have a definite idea of what they want. So it really just depends. Working with Aldo was very open-minded musically about what we could do together, and very interested in my ideas of how to do it. And he was very workable, you know, and it was very enjoyable working with him because of that. You know, it was very easy, not really a conflicted effort like some records have been. You know.
Oh, I could imagine.
But then again, you know, conflict isn't a bad thing either. When it's constructive, you know, maybe you don't see eye to eye on anything, but that kind of makes each person, you know, push harder to understand each other, you know. So it really depends situation to situation, really. But I have to say this was a very enjoyable record, very enjoyable way to spend a few months, working together.
Well, you sound great, and the songs are incredible. And I think that's what makes a great, I mean, I'm not a musician, Geoff, but I'm sure that's what makes a great producer. Try this, try that, come out of maybe your boundary, you know, different changes. And, like you said, sometimes it could be a little bit critical, but the overall objective is having a great song and a great music come out. So, and I think you guys certainly accomplished this. When I listen to all the tracks, I mean, it's like one after the other. Usually, you know, I fall in love with 3 or 4, but then I'm listening, it just keeps on going. I'm like, another change, and anybody out there, and I'll be the one, and Flying. I'm like, it just, I mean, I fell in love with the whole album, honestly. I'm a lyric guy. I'm a story guy. I'm a concept guy. I love to know what it's about or try to figure out, although it's up to, certainly, the listener, everybody's interpretation of a song could be certainly different compared to what it was meant to be when it was written. But I mean, lyrically, melodically, the guitar riffs and the lyrics and your voice, it's a great, it's well done, excellent Job well done.
Well, thank you very much, Pat. Appreciate that.
You mentioned that, Aldo, or at least I read on the press release that, hey, dude, do me a favor and do me a song in Italian. And is that you actually singing Italian? I know you spent time in Italy. For us listeners, I'm Italian calamari, but I don't speak it. What's the song about, and what was the idea behind it?
Well, Italy is very important to me. I go to Italy a lot. My wife and I have this travel company that we do on the side called Backstage Pass Travel, where we take people to different places around the world and kind of show them, what's there and what fun there is to have. And one of the countries we visit quite often is Italy. And two of the guitar players that I work with pretty readily, Walter Cianciusi and Dario Parente, they're both Italian, and Italy has just really captured my heart, And I asked Aldo, I said, look, I want to sing at least one song on this record, in Italian. You're Italian, the record company's from Italy. Come on, let's do it,
Yeah.
He provided me with this beautiful song called Aria, and I told him, look, I want to do this, but I'm not a fluent Italian speaker, so please tell me how I do on this. And, I wanted him to critique me heavily and make sure that I wasn't, sounding horrible. Trying to pronounce words. But he told me, no, he's great. He didn't make any corrections or anything. He said I had it. So hopefully all Italian fans out there will be able to listen to it and then enjoy the song.
That's great. That's the first time you've ever done something like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really a fun experience, and I'm glad that he gave me my wish,
Yeah, why not? I mean, and that's what it's about too. Help promote for the Italian listeners out there. Why not? Is there an ultimate direction with Sweet Oblivion? Maybe, obviously, maybe a third album or a tour once this whole COVID thing. Are you guys open to any of that? Or talked about any of that?
Yeah, I think that's a possibility at some point. We might do another record before we actually take a tour on, simply because my time, right now I'm booked until Christmas of 2023.
Wow.
So I honestly just don't have time to do anything other than what I'm already booked to do,
Gotcha.
But I certainly would like to visit that, in the future.
Yeah, no, it would be excellent to see. Now, I've seen you at Queen's Ride. I've seen you at Operation Mindcrime, and for whatever reason, Poughkeepsie, New York loves you, Geoff, and we certainly can't wait to get you back here. Operation Mindcrime, to me, is one of the best produced albums of all time out there. I tip my hat to you. I've been almost dying to have this opportunity to chat with you. Looking back, Geoff, are you surprised on the effect and the impact that it had on so many of the fans out here today?
Yeah, I'm always surprised at the effect that anything I do has on people. I'm very, very grateful, and I feel very fortunate that people love that album so much. And I never get tired of playing it, but I love performing it.
That is excellent to hear. I always say to myself, did Mary have to die? What happened if Mary didn't die?
Yes, unfortunately she did.
I know. I always say every time I see you or play the album, I'm like, no! Watch the video. I'm like, no, why did Mary die? No, this isn't good. Yeah, obviously, Geoff, you're working on other material for your solo stuff?
I'm sorry, one more time, Pat.
Are you working on other material for your solo projects?
Oh, yes.
I think I'm losing you.
How about now? Can you hear me?
There you go. Yep.
Oh, yeah. I never stop working. I'm like a 5-day a week in the studio kind of guy,
No, it's all about creativity and working, and I'm a new music type of guy. That's my job, keeping new music alive on the radio and videos. And speaking of touring, as you said, you're already booked up. There are dates locally here. September 9th, the return of Geoff at Daryl's house, which is one of my favorite venues to go to. And of course, Geoff has played numerous times at the Chance in Poughkeepsie, and that date is right now scheduled for November 14th. You could go and get tickets, and also there's a VIP if you're looking to meet Geoff. Go ahead and sign up for that. How's the wine business going, Geoff?
The wine is flowing. It never ends.
That is.
They drink it. I keep making more.
No, nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's super. That's cool. And if I read correctly, your wine is coming out of Germany for the most part?
Yeah, we make it in Germany. We the vineyard and the winery in southwest Germany, in a place near Freiburg. Kind of near Stuttgart is the major city.
Well, we got to go check that out. If you're interested in Geoff's wine, go check that out. If you're interested in travel, go check out Backstage Travel. Did I get that right, Geoff?
It's Backstage Pass Travel.
Oh, Backstage Pass Travel. There you go. That would make more sense. And if you want to check out anything with Geoff Tate, you go to geofftate.com. And, of course, he is on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Geoff, anything else that I could help promote besides this wonderful album?
Well, I can't think of anything else, Pat, but thank you again for the time, and I really appreciate it, man. Good talking with you.
No, the album is out there. You can get it on CD. I want to say also on vinyl and green, which would be really cool. So if you like vinyl, and you will not be disappointed if you're a fan of Geoff Tate, to go out and buy this. Again, it's called Relentless. Comes out April 9th on Frontier. Sweet Oblivion featuring the wonderful Geoff Tate. Geoff, thank you again so much for your time today, my friend.
Thank you, Pat. Talk to you again, I hope.
Okay, my man.
Bye-bye now.
Bye now.